In this video, we are going to study about equations reducible to quadratic form. And what does it mean? Quadratic equation. We are not going to solve quadratic equation, but we are going to use quadratic equation methods, because here x to the power of 4 is not quadratic degree. The degree of this equation is 4th degree, so it is not quadratic. Or this one, x minus 9 root of x plus 14. This is not 2nd degree equation. But while we are solving this kind of questions, we are using the quadratic forms. That's why help of the quadratic forms. That's why we are learning here. And let me start with the first one. Here x4 minus x13 x squared plus 36 is equal to 0. First, you need to remember this one. Here the terms x squared and x4, they are with respect to each other. If x squared is equal to t, then x to the power of 4 we are going to name like t squared, because x to the power of 4, which is x squared also, it's going to be, and which is equal to t squared, because x squared is equal to t, and x to the power of 4, that's going to be equal to t squared. Now I'm going to rewrite the equation with respect to that given information. X to the power of 4 minus 13x squared plus 36, if it's equal to 0, here t squared minus 13t plus 36 must be equal to 0. Then if we factorize, this is quadratic equation now, and the method for I'm going to use factorization method I'm going to use, and the factors are going to be minus 9 and minus 4, because minus 9 times minus 4 is equal to 36, minus 9 plus minus 4, it's going to be equal to minus 13. So this factorization is true. Crossly we are going to multiply, and we are going to get minus 9t for that one and minus 4t for that one, and the sum is equal to minus 13t. Then this factorization is true. That's why the factors are going to be t minus 9 and t minus 4. So it means that our equation is equal to t minus 9 times t minus 4 equals 0. So t minus 9 is equal to 0, or t minus 4 is equal to 0, which means x squared minus x squared is equal to 9, because I set t is equal to x squared, or x squared is equal to 4, it's going to be, if x squared is equal to 9, this is perfect square, 9 is perfect square, so the roots are going to be 3, and of course we shouldn't forget plus and minus 3 sign here. X is equal to plus or minus 3, it's going to be, or x is equal to plus and minus 2, going to be. Okay, what about this question here? In this question we have x and root of x. And if we compare x and root of x with each other, if I say root of x is equal to t, then of course x is going to be equal to t squared. When you get the square of both sides, you can understand that one. Okay, then I'm rewriting the equation again. T squared minus 9t plus 14 is equal to 0. This is quadratic equation. T times t, 14 is equal to 2 times 7, but 2 plus 7 is equal to 9, which is equal to minus 2 plus minus 7, it's going to be. So here t times minus 2 is equal to minus 2t, and t times minus 7 is equal to minus 7t. Then the sum is equal to minus 9t. Then we got the midterm, the factorization is true for us, and I'm going to get the factors directly. Then it's going to be t minus 2 times t minus 7. T minus 7 is equal to 0. T1 is equal to 2. T2 is equal to 7. It's going to be, and here, or I'm going to write, or I can write also like this. Anyway, okay, then here if t1 is equal to 2, it means that root of x is equal to 2, x is equal to 4 it's going to be, or if t2 is equal to, this is x1 actually, if t2 is equal to 7, which means root of x is equal to 7, and x2 it's going to be equal to 49 in this question. Okay, let's see the other questions. Here 5x minus 1 squared plus 4 times 5x minus 1 minus 5 is equal to 0. As you see in the question, 5x minus 1 is repeating. If I say 5x minus 1 is equal to a, then this equation becomes like a squared minus 4, actually plus 4a minus 5, it's going to be equal to 0. And I'm going to try to get from minus 5 4a, and it's possible from 5 times minus 1 it's going to be a, and a it's going to be, so a times 5 is equal to 5a, a times minus 1 is equal to minus a, the sum is going to be equal to 4a. So the factors are a plus 5 times, directly I'm getting the factors, a minus 1, it's going to be a minus 1 is equal to 0, a plus 5 is equal to 0, a is equal to minus 5, and minus 5, and a minus 1 is equal to 0, then a is equal to 1, it's going to be. If a is equal to minus 5, it means that 5x minus, because I said a is equal to 5x minus 1, 5x minus 1 is equal to minus 5, then 5x is equal to minus 4, because minus 1 plus minus 1, when it goes to the other side, it's going to be plus 1 minus 5, it's equal to minus 4, it's going to be. Then x is equal to minus 4 over 5, we are going to find this one. What about a1? If a is equal to 1, this is actually x1 also. If a is equal to 1, it means that 5x minus 1 is equal to 1, 5x is equal to minus 3 it's going to be, and x is equal to minus 2 over 5 is the answer. x2 is the term here. Okay, now I'm going to find the second one. In the second one, a squared minus a is the common term, so I have to be careful about that term, and I'm going to solve the question with respect to that one. If a squared minus a is the common term, which means a squared minus a, if I accept like x, then this is going to be equal to x squared minus 2x is equal to 0. And the method for this question, if you remember, to get common term parentheses, I said x times x minus 2 is equal to 0. I said x is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0, x1 is equal to 0, and x2 is equal to 2, it's going to be. At the beginning I said that x is equal to a squared minus a, so the first one, a squared minus a is equal to 0. Again, I'm going to apply the same method here because we don't have c here. That's why I'm going to get common term parentheses, a times a minus 1. When you get a from the expression, all a, you should leave here 1. Then it's equal to 0. A is equal to, a1 is equal to 0, or a minus 1 is equal to 0, which is a2 is equal to 1 is going to be. Then I'm going to find this part. A squared minus a is equal to 2, which means a squared minus a minus 2 is equal to 0. Then this is going to be a, and this is going to be minus 1 and plus minus 2 and plus 1. Then if you crossly multiply, a times minus 2, it's going to be equal to minus 2a. A times plus 1, it's going to be equal to a. The sum is going to be equal to minus a. And then a minus 2 times a plus 1 is equal to 0. It's going to be. I found the midterm, that's why I got the factors directly. Then a minus 2 is equal to 0, or a plus 1 is equal to 0. And this is the last part now. I found for this equation firstly 2 roots. Now these are the third and fourth roots, so a 3 is equal to 2, it's going to be here, and the last one is here, a 4, it's going to be equal to minus 1, it's going to be, or let me write here this expression completely. I got the downward part. Okay, this is the last question here, and then we are going to solve some exercises. Here a bit different because this is not x minus 1 over x squared. So firstly I want to get what is x minus 1 over x squared, what it is. I need to find that one. Then with respect to this one, I'm going to arrange the things here, and this is equal to x squared minus 2 times x times 1 over 2 plus x squared, it's going to be. Okay, then here instead of this one, because I have 1 over x squared, no, not 1 over x squared, pardon, not x squared, it's going to be 1 over x squared, it's going to be. And if I simplify this to x minus 1 over x is equal to x squared plus 1 over x squared plus 2, it's going to be. But again I'm repeating, here the term is not x squared plus 1 over x squared. The term is 2x squared plus 2 over x squared. So I'm going to multiply all the terms by 2, and I'm going to try to get the common term here. 2 times x squared plus, pardon, x minus 1 over 2 x, 1 over 2, 1 over x actually, 1 over x squared is equal to 2 times x squared plus 1 over x squared plus 2, it's going to be. Then I'm not going to multiply this side. 2 times x minus 1 over x squared is equal to 2x squared plus 2 over x squared plus 4, it's going to be. So instead of 2x squared plus 2 over x squared, I'm going to write 2 times x minus 1 over x squared minus 4 is equal to 2x squared plus 2 over x squared, it's going to be 2 over x squared. Then I'm writing the term here firstly, x minus 1 over x to the power of 4 plus 5 is equal to 2 times x minus 1 over x squared minus 4 is going to be. Let's say x minus 1 over x is equal to 3, then this is going to be equal to, pardon, this is square of it, let's say it's equal to t, because x to the power of x minus 1 over x to the power of 4 I have here. Let's say this is equal to t, then this is going to be t squared plus 5 is equal to 2t minus 4, which is t squared minus 2t plus 9 is equal to 0, it's going to be. Then if I factorize this one, I think I have one mistake here, because this shouldn't be, I think, plus 9, it is not perfect square. Let me check the equation here. I think there's a mistake here. I should make this one minus 2, because it was here minus 2. This is going to be minus 2, it's going to continue minus 4, and here it's going to be plus 2, plus 4, pardon. This is plus, here it is minus. minus n, minus is going to be, because when you simplify this is x and this x, when you simplify this is going to be only minus 2, but I wrote here plus 2, that's why it was a mistake. And this is going to be plus 4, here it is going to be plus 4, here it's going to be plus 4, and when you send to other side, 5 minus 4, it's going to be 5 minus 4, it's going to be plus 5 minus 4, which is equal to 0. Then t squared minus 2t plus 1 is equal to 0. When you factorize, this is going to be t and t. This is minus 1 and minus 1. So t minus 1 times t minus 1, it's going to be equal to 0, because I didn't cross the multiply, but this is minus t and this is minus t also here, this cross multiplication. Then the result is going to be equal to minus 2t, it's going to be. Then t minus 1 times t minus 1, t minus 1 squared is equal to 0. Then t minus 1 is equal to 0, t is equal to 1 is going to be. This is only the solution. There is only one solution for this quadratic equation. Now, if t is equal to 1, means that x minus, here also let me show the upper part, because x minus 1 over x squared, I said it's equal to 1. So it means that x minus 1 over x squared is equal to 1 implies that x minus 1 over x is equal to 1, or x minus 1 over x is equal to minus 1, it's going to be. Then if I continue to down here, this is going to be x times x, which is equal to x squared, then minus 1 all over x is equal to 1, and when you cross multiply this one, you can send to the other side, x squared minus 1 is equal to x. Then I will get this term to this side, x squared minus x is equal to minus 1 is equal to 0. Here you cannot factorize this one. It's obvious to see that one. Delta is equal to b squared minus 4ac. I'm going to apply this one, and I'm going to see that delta is equal to here minus 1 squared minus 4 times minus 1 squared, it's here, minus 4 times a is equal to 1 and c is equal to minus 1, it's going to be, which is equal to 1 plus 4, which is equal to 5. So here in this equation, x1 it's going to be equal to, a bit up, I'm going to take this part. Okay, here x1 is equal to minus b plus root of delta over 2a. This is the quadratic formula, which is equal to minus b, here it's going to be equal to 1 plus root of 5 over 2 times 1, it's going to be equal to 2. So x2 with respect to this one, it's going to be equal to 1 minus root of 5 over 2, because we know that x1 is equal to minus b minus root of delta over 2a, it's going to be. Okay, if I continue for the second one here, I'm going to continue to here, x squared minus 1 over x, if it's equal to minus 1, what we are going to do? Again, I'm going to x minus 1 over x, sorry, not x squared. If I get this one here, x times x minus 1 over x, I'm going to multiply this one by itself. I mean x times x is equal to x squared, then minus 1 all over x is equal to minus 1, it's going to be. Then across the we are going to multiply, and I'm going to send to the other side. It becomes like this. This is going to be equal to x squared minus x, x squared minus 1 is equal to minus x, Then the last part is x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then again, you cannot factorize this one. You have to find the delta, and delta of this one, delta is equal to b squared minus 4ac, which is equal to 1 squared minus 4 times minus 4 times 1 times minus 1 it's going to be. So delta is equal to 5 it's going to be. Then x1 is equal to minus b plus root of delta over 2a it's going to be, which is equal to minus plus 1 it's equal to minus 1, because here the plus 1 is the delta, plus root of 5 over 2 times a is equal to 2, and x2 it's going to be equal to minus 1 minus root of 5 over 2 is going to be